Warning, this video has nothing at all to do with telephone, internet, or activity management training. It's just something I think you'll find helpful, and I felt like talking about it. So many times I walk into a dealership and I see salespeople out on the lot with customers and managers growing roots behind their desks. If the salesperson is fortunate enough to write the customer up and get a commitment to buy, a lot of managers won't even meet the customer for the first time until the transaction runs into a snag, or in other words, the salesperson needs a turn. At that point, it's much more difficult to create rapport. That's a hard turn to take, and it reminds me of what I was taught not to do as a sales manager. Years ago, one of my GMs taught me that you were never to be behind the sales desk unless you were working a deal. You always had to be walking and talking. Marvin, if you're watching this, give me a call sometime. I'd love to catch up. If your salespeople were outside with customers, you were outside. I always wanted my first meeting with a customer to be very casual and for the purpose of simply building rapport and familiarity. I'd be walking around outside, and if I saw one of my salespeople with a customer, I'd find a reason to chit-chat. If that customer was wearing a San Diego Chargers cap, I'd talk football. If they had kids, I'd ask them about their kids. If it was cloudy, we'd talk about the weather. My salespeople were instructed to never introduce me as their manager or the boss at this point. It was just a chance meeting and a little bit of chit-chat out on the lot. That way, when the time came and the salesperson needed a turn or a change of face, I would walk up and be a familiar face to the customer. They knew me. Now it went from "this is my boss," the heavy, to "hey, I know you guys, let me help you get this done." It's so much easier to take a warm turn. In other words, a turn when the customer already met you than a cold turn when they're halfway out the door. Walking and talking. Thanks, Marvin. I never forgot.